bits are where it's at. This is the pinnacle of gaming right here. Nothing can get better than this. Oh, hello. What's this? Oh, look here, it's a STARFOX game. I wonder what this could be. Well, let me just put it in my SNES and start it up. Polygons! STARFOX for the Super Nintendo.
Do a barrel roll!
Oh wait, wrong version.
In the early 90s, Nintendo was working with Argonaut Software during the days of the NES and SNES. With their combined efforts, they were able to create the Super FX chip to give the Super Nintendo true 3D capabilities. Now the question is, what game to use it in? During this time, the companies made a prototype rail shooter on the NES known as NES Glider, which was inspired by the game Star Glider. The prototype would be later ported to the SNES, and the final product of that was STARFOX.
This game was released on... March 26, 1993, and it was received very positively. Now, I don't have to tell you much about this game because Nintendo will definitely remind you again and again and again. But besides that, many people besides you and me, presumably, don't remember the original version. So I'm gonna see what all the hype is about and see if the story is truly worth repeating. So let's take a better look at STARFOX.
This may not be the best looking by today's standards, but back then this was the pinnacle. You play as Fox McCloud in an R-Wing, and you and the rest of STARFOX go across the Lilat system defending the planets or other parts from Andross and his army. You'll be joined by the rest of the STARFOX team: Falco Lombardi, the brash and cocky ace pilot; Peppy Hare, the wise, experienced original member; and Slippy Toad, the annoying mechanic that nobody likes. You'll see them in action throughout, engaging the enemy and giving out pointers like who not to shoot. So during play, you'll be able to shoot lasers and bombs, boost or slow down. You can customize the button layout to your liking before you start the game. Select can change your viewpoint during play. L and R can roll your ship in that direction, and of course you move around with the D-pad, but you are limited on where you can actually go, because this is a rail shooter, didn't you know? So you'll be following an already laid out route, which will usually lead to a boss fight. Once you defeat a boss, you'll be able to move on to the next level. You have a shield gauge which acts as your health meter. If you get hit, it'll go down some. Lose it all, you'll lose a life. Lose all your lives, the game is over. Simple as that. Speaking of levels, what you won't be limited on is the level selection. At the start, you'll have the option to choose your own route to follow. So there is replayability to keep the experience feel like something different, but all routes lead to the same place, the planet Venom. The last couple of levels are where shit gets real. You'll need to have tremendous amount of skill, especially in the dodging sense, so that way you'll be prepared to face the ape himself, Andross. Or at least in his robotic form. If the face looks familiar, then you've probably seen it as an assist trophy in Brawl. But there's more to the guy than meets the eye. You get it? You get it? You get... you shoot his eyes. And then his cube. And then escape. And you win. Yeah. So let's recap a couple of things. The game is fun. Yes. The game is engaging. Yes. Still, is there room for improvement? Absolutely. Not saying the game is bad, not at all, it is really good. But there are little things that could need a bit of critiquing. Controls for one thing. Most were fine, except probably moving around. I just don't think the D-pad was made for this kind of control. Just saying. It's still a very fun game, just a tad flawed. And those sound bites, oh my god. I understand why they couldn't have full voice acting for all characters because of limited cartridge space. But when they did...
This is Corneria, Pepper speaking. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger, I'm heading back to Corneria.
So from everything we've talked about, is this game really worth repeating? I'd say kind of.
With the N64, we had an upgrade of an already classic game. The 3DS was just a copy and paste of the N64, and now the latest, StarFox Zero, is introducing a new generation to the franchise. Although doing no changes plot-wise, it's still very fun, and anybody can get into it. So yeah, we got a bit off topic, but that's how you play. Moving on. The music was composed by Hajime Hirasawa, and it screams classic all around. It's iconic for sure, gives you the right tones, and sets the mood quite well for whatever situation you'd be in. I wish I could talk about this more, but there's still a review to be done. Moving on. Are you having trouble with StarFox? Is this difficulty curve too difficult for you? In other words, are you a noob? Then don't fret, because training can get you in the sky in no time. Yes, if you're not confident in your playing ability, the training mode can help you learn the skills you lack. Or maybe you need to change the controller's configurations. Hell if I know why you suck. Just kidding, guys. You're all wonderful. But we're moving on. StarFox did rather well in its day, selling nearly 3 million copies worldwide. It wouldn't be long before it would get a sequel under StarFox 2, which was unfortunately cancelled. But it did manage to span multiple consoles, spawn a couple of different sequels, and become a staple Nintendo franchise. During its release, there was a competition cartridge made for the game to help with the hype and sales. And since then, the cartridge has become one of the most sought-after competition carts out there.
So, what is my rate to play? This is a gotta play. There may be other and better versions out there, but the original is very fun and still holds up well. But if you're one of those people that think graphics make a game good, you clearly have not lived long enough to know the truth.
But that's only my opinion. If you have your own thoughts, leave a comment. If you like what you see, leave a like. If you think others would enjoy this, share it around the web. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyway, this has been BrianTheBlue Game Reviews, StarFox for the SNES.